Yo guys, welcome back to another video today. As you guys can see, I'm hitting you guys with a banger haul. This is going to be one of the biggest hauls I ever do. Over the last couple months, went a little crazy between Black Friday, Christmas money, all that kind of stuff, and just having a low sense of self-control. But yeah, as you guys can see by the title, we've got like 20 something books. It's kind of insane. Bunch of really awesome stuff. And without further ado, I'm just going to get into it. This is going to be a bit of a longer video, probably. I don't know how long I'm going to dwindle on each entry here. But yeah, that's going to be about it. If you guys are interested, the link to the official Discord server is going to be in the description. So if you guys want to come in, hang out, show off your hauls from the end of the year here, from Christmas and whatnot, or any end of year deals you guys have gotten, definitely go submit those there. I'd love to chat with you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first things first, I'm going to start with probably the biggest thing that I got at the end of the year here. This is a Christmas present from my mom. You guys know I've been trying to trade out a lot of my paperback editions of Saxon Tales by Bernard Cornwell. You can get a full hardcover set. It's my favorite book series, and I'm not too picky when it comes to hardcovers and stuff. Lately, I've been trying to get more hardcovers because I'm starting to see how important it is for a collection to have some pretty nice editions. I used to not care as much, but I'm not too anal about trying to trade out paperbacks for hardcover editions. However, like I said, this is a series that I wanted to do that for. So I did happen to have a few hardcover editions throughout my collection of Saxon Tales. I really pieced this collection together used through secondhand means, whether that be on eBay or like Second and Charles. That's how I originally put this set together. And so yeah, I just found some ex-library copies on eBay. My mom got them for me, and also a really special edition here. So going through this, the first thing, which is probably one of the pride and joy of my collection, honestly, is going to be a first edition hardcover of Lords of the North, the third book in the series, and this is a signed edition. As you guys can see, there's Bernard Cornwell's signature. Awesome to have. Easily one of my favorite authors of all time, if not my favorite author. These books are very special to me, and just having, a signed first edition of this book is super cool, especially it being like one of the best books in the series. Yeah, signed first edition. Let me set this over here. I just have a lot down here you guys can't see. Second thing is hardcover of Sword Song. I don't really care about whether or not they're first edition. A lot of these are first edition, but as long as, they're not book club editions, which I found out what a book club edition was, and my Pale Horseman hardcover that took forever to get happens to be a shorter edition, so I am going to have to trade that out at some point. But yeah, I don't really care about whether or not they're first edition as long as they, line up on the shelf and whatever. And so I had 1 and 2 already in hardcover. That's 3 and 4. And then I had 5 and 6 already as hardcovers. So I did get Pagan Lord, which is book 7. And also, like I said, these are ex-library copies, which I actually really love ex-library copies. They always put the Mylar wrap on them, which I kind of want to buy some Mylar wrap so I can wrap my own books. That's just the coolest thing. I love the feel of them. They just feel so nice. And something about, just having like the library code on the spine. It's just kind of cool. I personally dig it. I don't know why. They're just cool to have, in my opinion. So that's book 7. I also have book 8 here. 9. Book 10. And then I already had a hardcover of book 11. But there was another copy that came with that bundle. So I have another copy of book 11. This one's actually a better copy than the one I already had, so I got rid of my other hardcover. And what I've actually been doing with my Saxon Tales books is, these are actually also like my dad's favorite series as well. So I've just been giving him my old copies because he read it all digitally, like ebooks, on his phone. So I figured he would also like to have a physical collection of them as well, and he doesn't really care like what editions they are. So yeah, I've just been giving him my old ones, and so now he basically has a full set. He's only missing like 2 books in the series. So yeah, that is most of Saxon Tales in hardcover right here, which is really cool. I also did pick up Uhtred's Feast. Now, this is like a cookbook, but it has like historical information as well as like, there's like 3 different short stories. I didn't bother reviewing this, I don't think, in a video. I did do a review of it on Goodreads though, and it was kind of mid. I'm gonna be real. I was pretty disappointed by this. I thought the short stories were going to be a little bit cooler. They just felt a little half-assed. Definitely not my favorite stuff right here. But it is cool to have for the collection. There's some pretty cool recipes in here from like medieval England, Anglo-Saxon times, so that's cool. But yeah, definitely just a collector's piece. Don't really care about the short stories, which was my favorite part. That's what I was looking forward to, but they were honestly not good. So the next thing I have is more Bernard Cornwell. Other than Saxon Tales, I do want to collect his other series as well. I don't really care about his Sharp series or the Starbuck Chronicles. I don't really care about all that stuff, like the Napoleonic and the Civil War stuff. I don't really care. Or like the boat stuff. Like, who cares about that? My dad is a fan of the Starbuck Chronicles and stuff, but I don't care. The stuff I'm looking forward to is Grail Quest and Warlord Chronicles, the King Arthur stuff. So I did happen to have the first couple books of the Warlord Chronicles. So with some Christmas money, I did pick up the 3rd book again, Mylar wrapped ex-library copy. Where's this from? Nobles Library and Info Center. Nobles County. I don't know where that's at, but yeah, you guys can check that out. Pretty cool. Very nice edition. I do dig this a lot. So that is going to do it for my Bernard Cornwell from this haul. I know it's a bunch. Next up, we have something a little weird, a little different. I just saw this cover. This was definitely an impulse buy. I had wanted to buy this for a minute since it came out, and I saw it. But I kept putting it off, and then I saw it on a really good deal. It was like 50% off. And I copped it at work, and that is The Dead Take the A-Train. Just look at that cover. That grabbed me so well. It's supposed to be like a urban fantasy horror kind of thing, I guess. It's a Lovecraftian cosmic horror, as you guys can see by the cover there, which is something that I dig a lot. Big cosmic horror guy. I just think that the concepts are so cool. And this sounds pretty metal. She's like a main character is like a demon hunter in New York City or something. So that is metal. I haven't heard much people talk about this. I don't even know what the rating is on it, like on Goodreads or anything. I think it has like a 3.8 or something, which is still a pretty good score. So yeah, I'm interested in reading this at some point. Might end up saving it next year for around Halloween, because, you know, spooky season. But yeah, interesting read. What the hell?
The freaking toilet, dude. Are we good in here? Stupid talking toilet.
Alright, so another couple more random things I did pick up with some stuff out of like the bargain bin at work that I wasn't really expecting. They got a book right here called The Pagan Knight by Tim Akers. literally know nothing about this. Just read the back, and it sounded dope. It's like, I don't know, Vikings, the fantasy Vikings versus the church, pretty much. So, it was like $2. Can't beat it. Just thought maybe it'd be cool to have, maybe pick up at some point. It sounds really cool. So, yeah, if you guys know any more about this book, definitely let me know in the comments. But, yeah, there's that. And then also in the bargain bin for less than $5 was the third book in the Powder Mage series, the Autumn Republic here. Long ago, I was given the first book. I haven't read it yet. I was given, actually, a teacher gave it to me back in my freshman year of high school. Just randomly, he gave me a book, and it happened to be that first one in the series. Yeah, very interested in this series, just never got around to it. I know Brian McClellan was a student of Brandon Sanderson, which is pretty interesting, so that might be telling of the quality of the world building and the magic system. So yeah, I'm very interested to see how the series goes. And obviously I don't have the second book, but they had a single copy of the third book in the bargain bin, again for less than $5, so I figured why not. Speaking of Brandon Sanderson, moving on, we got some stuff that I caught on a Black Friday deal and got for, again, really good deal. And that is going to be the Mistborn hardcovers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I need to say about this. Everybody knows Mistborn. Really cool. I love the art on these. It's just really different, especially this second book. It has one of my favorite covers on here. At first, I didn't really know what was happening, and it looked like her skin was flayed and like sewed on her, but I now realize that that's a dress. That's cool, and she's got like a Buster sword or like the Dragon Slayer sword from Berserk or something. It just looks really cool. So, yeah, I know a little bit about Mistborn, but not too much. But definitely after Stormlight, this is going to be the next Sanderson thing I read. Yeah, and here is book 3 here. Moving forward, we got some things I was probably most excited for picking up, especially after this past month. You guys know I was getting into Red Rising. I read the first 2 books back to back. Absolutely love them. Got a review for that coming soon. As soon as I go back to school and stuff. In a few days here, like a week-ish, I don't know. Going to be picking up the 3rd book and hopefully finishing that first trilogy within the month of January. And probably going to be starting, I was debating, but I might just crank out the whole series. I'm not sure. That being said, though, I did go ahead and pick up the hardcover for Iron Gold, which is the first book of the 2nd series, and then Dark Age as well. Super cool. And then I already happen to have Lightbringer, because I preemptively bought that when it first came out. So, yeah, I have all of Red Rising now. Depending on how much I like the 2nd series here, I might replace my paperbacks with the hardcovers of the first trilogy. Because that might just be one of those series, especially because the 2nd series I already have the hardcovers of, so it would be a cool idea to have the whole series in hardcover, especially because it's only 3 books. So maybe someday I'll replace those, but for now it's going to be Iron Gold, Dark Age, and Lightbringer that I happen to have in the hardcovers. Next things next, some more stuff that I did pick up on Black Friday / Thanksgiving vacation I had. This was something that I ordered during Black Friday. I think I ordered it with the Mistborn books, and that's going to be the 11th Cycle. This is like a self-pub book, I believe, by Kian and Ardelin. I've heard some good things about this book. It just looks ridiculous on the front. Like, that is super cool. I've heard it described as like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, and Berserk, all like rolled into one. All things that I really dig. You know, I'm a big FromSoft guy, I think those games are so cool. One of my favorite games of all time is Elden Ring. So when I hear the book described as such, and it being very dark and gritty, but also kind of weird, yeah, it looks super cool. Apparently, it's going to be like a trilogy, I think. Or I don't know if it's actually a trilogy. I know the second book, though, is going to be coming out probably next year. Or, well, I guess it's 2024 now. Maybe this year. I am unsure. But yeah, this looks super cool. It is a much bigger book than I was expecting. So, yeah, the 11th cycle. All right, so the next thing, when I was on Thanksgiving vacation, I went to Texas and stopped at a Barnes & Noble. I almost never go to Barnes just because if I go to Books A Million, I get a discount. So there's really no point in me ever going to Barnes. But what I have found out is a sad truth, and that is that Barnes & Noble usually has a better selection than Books A Million. And although I do get a discount at Books A Million, that Barnes selection does tend to go hard. So I did end up picking up a random book. I just wanted something different that I just saw and know not a lot about. And that is going to be Anthony Ryan's The Pariah. This is the first book of the Covenant of Steel. Yeah, again, another book that just caught me just by looking at the spine. It is an Orbit book. You gotta love Orbit. And yeah, this cover is just awesome. Like, it's very simple. Just a cloaked dude with a sword. Yeah, it looks really cool. I have heard my boy Ian Gabelli talk about this just a little bit. I'm pretty sure I remember him reading this book, talking about it. It's very dark and humorous at the same time. Very, like, a dark humor kind of thing. So, yeah, that's all I know about it is just what he talked about it. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. This is actually something that I didn't plan to read next year, but I am really hoping that I can squeeze this in and maybe the other two books of the trilogy in as well. I really hope that I do like this first book here. And the final two books are some of the coolest things in this entire haul. These are books that my girlfriend got me for Christmas. We went to Second and Charles and went out to the mall and stuff on a date. Stopped in, wasn't expecting to find these two awesome things, but we did. And the first thing is going to be this copy of The Two Towers. Obviously, Lord of the Rings. Can't beat it. What's cool about this, though, is, as you guys can see, this is a very old copy. It was, if you look at the price tag, $2.75. And with a discount, paid even less for it. And I'm pretty sure this copy, let me look at the copyright and stuff on the inside here. Yeah. 1965. I don't know if this is a... This is the first edition? I don't even know, dude. But regardless, very, very old copy of The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. If I could find the whole series in these little editions like this, that would be awesome. But this is just like one of those things you just see, and for that price, I mean, you can't beat it. That's just so cool. I love a lot of those retro artworks that you see on a lot of old fantasy books. I really like the old, like, Wheel of Time hardcovers. Haven't even read Wheel of Time yet, but every time I see those hardcovers, I really want to pick them up. Just that retro art on there. It seems very 80s, very, like, 70s, 80s. I don't know. It looks really cool. And this is reminiscent of that. And that's another reason why I love the Sanderson covers for Stormlight, because those also remind me a lot of that very retro fantasy. So yeah, had to pick that up. Really cool. And last, but certainly not least, probably my favorite book in this entire haul, honestly, is another book, like I said, my girlfriend got me. Huge surprise find, because I've been looking for these older copies forever now, and I happened to find one in the wild, and that is going to be an old copy of A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. This is the third book in A Song of Ice and Fire, and probably, all in all, my favorite fantasy book of all time. I remember when I read this a couple years ago, it blew my mind. It's such an awesome book, and in my opinion, probably the greatest fantasy book ever written. After reading the first book of Stormlight Archive, Way of Kings, it's in contention, It's an amazing book, but I still think A Storm of Swords is an even better book. So, yeah, I absolutely love this book. One of my favorites of all time. And happened to find this old hardcover of it. I'm pretty sure this is the first edition in the U.S. I'll have to look into it. If it isn't, that's not too big of a deal. But, yeah, it says 2000. So, yeah, it's still that old cover and stuff that you can't find anymore. These are out of print, so really cool. The ones that I really, really want are the first edition UK covers. I'll maybe throw a picture up on screen if I remember, but those that have like the stuff on the sides and it comes down, it has the image in the middle. Those are really dope too. I like those a lot. Those are the ones that I really want, but those are also extremely difficult to get. These are still difficult to get, but the other ones even more so. So I'm really glad I found this. It's not in super excellent condition, like it's passable for sure. It's not terrible. There is some scuffing, and the pages are a little grody, but it's definitely not terrible whatsoever. And of course I got a discount on it too, which made it all the better. And yeah, really excited that I got this, and maybe someday I'll have the whole set, but yeah, super awesome. Anyways, guys, that is going to about do it for today's video. I know this is a huge book haul, probably the biggest that you'll ever see from me on this channel. Maybe that's a lie, who knows? Who knows what is to come, but this is the biggest book haul that I've ever had. And you know what's crazy is I'm not going to read these books as quick as I'd like, and I'm still going to buy books because that is what an addiction is. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. And again, join the Discord server. Show us what you got as well from the holidays. I know you book nerds definitely got some books as well, and we would love to see them. If not, though, definitely let me know in the comments below. It'd be awesome. I already have some more books coming in the mail. Spoiler alert. Did spend some Christmas money from like gift cards I got and whatnot. So those will be here later in the month. I already started this month, guys. Good God. But hopefully the beginning of the year here will slow it down a little bit and start saving up some money again. Yeah, this was absolutely crazy, but it is what it is. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.